What a catch and what a play. Brian.
You're watching APN Sports, Arizona's leader in amateur sports coverage. The Men's Senior Baseball League World Series is next. And a pleasant good afternoon to you, everybody, from Ho-Ho-Camp Stadium in Mesa. We bid you welcome again to APN Sports. I'm Jeff Lowry, where this afternoon the LaGrange Cardinals will be taking on a team from Grand Rapids. Should be an outstanding ball game. Rich Caparelli will be the starting pitcher for the Cardinals. And we'll have all the exciting play-by-play action from the spring training home of the Cubs in just a moment. If you're ready now, the starting lineups for LaGrange. Paul Crump catches and leads off. Batting second, the center fielder Greg Lavelle. Sam Sorcy, the shortstop, hits third. Dean Cornacker, the third baseman, he'll bat fourth. Rich Graham is in left field. He'll bat fifth. Mike Sorcy at first base hits sixth. Chuck Dalton is at third base, batting seventh. Juan Hernandez, the second baseman, hits eighth. Chris Jackson, the first baseman, bats ninth. And doing the pitching, the right-hander Rich Caparelli. Paul Crum, the outstanding catcher, gets things going here for the LaGrange Cardinals. They're managed by Chris Jackson, one of the most respected men in this World Series in terms of baseball knowledge. Here's a ground ball down to third, and the throw across the diamond by Dave Mativier, and there's one down here in the inning. Greg Lavelle will be the next batter for the LaGrange Cardinals. We're in the top of the first inning. The Cards versus Grand Rapids. And here's a shot out into left field, a base hit. So Greg is on with a leadoff single. Lavelle out of Chicago, Illinois, and now the third place hitter coming up, Sam Sorcy, the fine shortstop. Sorcy, a solid line drive hitter, also hits with good power, hits for a high batting average. Drives in a lot of runs, maybe the best all-around hitter on this LaGrange Cardinal ball club. He's got a runner at first base with one out in the top of the first. He takes a strike. On the mound for Grand Rapids, the right-hander, the big right-hander, Jim Cowley. The check of the runner, and the kick and the fire, and it's upstairs for a ball, 1-1. Beautiful day here at Ho-Ho-Camp Stadium, Dwight W. Patterson Field. And what is pretty much a new facility. This place was built a year ago. In fact, they've had two spring trainings already in this ballpark. And I'll tell you, you look back at the grandstand, and it kind of almost looks like a throwback of nature of ballparks. Here's a fly ball. Hit back into deep center field. That ball's going to be off the top of the fence and straightaway center field. This could be a triple for Sam Sorcy. He's in standing with an RBI hit. And the Cardinals lead it 1-0. I mean, he put a jolt into that one, straightaway central. Hit it high off the wall, and now the cleanup hitter is Dean Cornacker. Cornacker leads the team in slugging and RBIs, outstanding power at the plate. Right now, it's his job just to get that runner in from third to give his team what would be, if he can accomplish that feat, a 2-0 lead. So a real good start here for LaGrange. Next pitch in there for a strike. Checking the runner at third, and Cowley throws. I'll tell you, that is one of the hardest hit balls we have seen in this entire tournament. We've seen a couple of pitches leave the ballparks throughout the Valley of the Sun, but none hit that far. 410 feet straightaway center field. Sam really got into that one. He stands at third base with one out. The pitch to Dean, and he takes a strike, evening the count at 2-2 strikes to the Cardinal leadoff. Check that, the Cardinal cleanup hitter with Rich Graham on deck. The pitch, and a high fly ball that is out into right center field. The ball will be brought in by Steve Johnson, but not before Sam Sorsey scores from third base, and it's 2-0. So a good start here in the top of the first inning for the Cardinals. Rich Graham will be the batter. Graham, one of the team leaders in batting average with men in scoring position. May be their top run producer in terms of clutch hitting. Key component to this ball club, Rich Graham. He's a strong left-handed hitter. He hits with power. Among the team leaders in extra base hits. The next pitch is down low. 2 out, 2 in. Here in the top of the first inning, the Cardinals jumping out, drawing first blood. Rich Graham hoping to keep this very successful inning alive here for the Cardinals. Jim Cowley just trying to get back into the dugout. It's been a long inning for him. 2 hits, a single by Greg Lavelle. And that's in there, a called strike, and Graham thought he had a base on balls, but that was not the case. Graham out of Wheaton, Illinois, where he calls home these days. We mentioned a top run producer. I'm sure we'll see him drive in a few runs before this contest is over. That's fouled back, and it's a full count on Graham. Mike Sorsey on deck. Here's the pitch. A swing and a pop fly down the left side, now to play. And Graham stays alive. He has fouled off another 3-2 pitch. Cowley into the windup, and here's a shot out into center field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit. So the third base hit of the ball game here in the first inning by the LaGrange Cardinals. 2 out, a runner at first, and that's going to bring up Mike Sorsey. So the Cardinals just continue to make it tough for Jim Cowley.
Number 31, Mike Sorsey.
Mike, the sixth-place hitter in the lineup. One of the true team leaders on this ball club. He leads the team in 2 base hits and up there in extra base hits. That time he swings through a fastball, foul-tipped it. The next pitch is low and in the dirt. And a very solid first baseman. Does a great job. Here's the windup and the pitch, and he hits this one in the air to right center field. The right fielder drifts over and makes the catch, and they'll retire the side. Carl Anderson with the final out, and at the end of a half inning, LaGrange 2, Grand Rapids coming up. Let's send Steve Johnson up there first. Steve Johnson, Jim Haslett, Matt McMahon, Dave Slavens, Dave Mativier, Larry Smith, Jim Cowley, Carl Anderson, and Ron Ensign. That is the starting lineup for the Grand Rapids team. LaGrange will send out right-hander Rich Caparelli, one of the top 2 or 3 pitchers in this entire tournament. He's got a great fastball. He's got a good straight change. Looks like he throws a slider, and he's got a nice curveball. This is one of the finest pitchers you're going to find at really any level of the amateur baseball. And I would assume that Rich has played some semi-pro or some professional ball somewhere along the line. He is just simply that good. And it could very well be a very long afternoon, evening, early evening for this Grand Rapids team. Here's the pitch, a swing and a miss, and 1 down for Rich Caparelli and the LaGrange Cardinals. 1 out. Next batter coming up, Jim Haslett. Haslett, the shortstop for the Grand Rapids team. The Grand Rapid Kosters. Not Costner, Kosters. Or DeVries. Here's a chopper to shortstop. Nice play. Good form out there by Sam Sorsey. 2 down in the inning. That'll bring up the first baseman, Mac McMahon. We're in the bottom of the first inning. The Cardinals scored 2 times in their half of the inning. Here's a fly ball to center field. And Lavelle takes care of business. 3 up, 3 down. And at the end of 1, 2-0. Heading now to the top of the second inning. Chuck Douthit, it will be the first hitter. Douthit, Hernandez, and then the manager, first baseman Chris Jackson. Here's a fly ball hit back into deep right center field. A very long run, but a nice grab by Steve Johnson. He looked like Kenny Lofton out there. That was a deep fly ball to center field. 1 down here in the top of the second inning for the LaGrange Cardinals, and now Juan Hernandez, the Gold Glove second baseman, steps up there. And the first pitch is a ground ball, base hit right field. He just went with the pitch kind of inside out at that one. 1 out, 1 on, Chris Jackson. Solid line drive hitting first baseman. Got some good power up there. One of the team leaders in terms of driving in runs. And what a nice little basket catch down the first baseline. So that's going to be 2 down as Chris Jackson is robbed on a nice play by Mike McMahon. And now Rich Caparelli. Runner goes, pitch is taken, the throw down to second is not in time. That's a stolen base. Juan Hernandez. The next pitch to Caparelli, taken for a ball. He is the final hitter in this lineup. They bat a total of 10 in the lineup today. He draws the walk, runners at first and second. We go back to the top of the lineup, and here's Paul Crump. Popped him up. Will this stay in play? Yes, it will for Dave Slavens, but he drops the ball. That's a ball that he should have made a play on. So that gives new life to Paul Crump at the top of the lineup. Here's the pitch, and it's in the dirt. Ready with the next pitch. Another, looked like maybe that looked kind of like a slider, though he didn't have as much on it. A little curveball, it broke outside of just as it got to the plate. Paul Crump, outstanding all-around player, good receiver behind home plate. Start getting into the shadows now. Here's a swing and a ground ball to shortstop. Could be trouble. They'll flip to second, and that will retire the side. No runs, 1 hit, 2 left. And we head now to the bottom half of the second inning. Grand Rapids up there. They'll send up their 4, 5, and 6. Dave Slavens, Dave Mativier, and Larry Smith in their second inning against Rich Caparelli. Caparelli set down Grand Rapids 1, 2, 3. And in 1, 2, 3 fashion, strikes out Slavens, his second strikeout of the ball game. 4 up and 4 down for the Kosters. And here's Dave Mativier. Mativier, an outstanding left-handed hitter. Was the best batting average on his team with runners in scoring position. That's a strike. And second on the team overall in RBIs. Mativier takes a strike. Here's the pitch. And that is outside ball 4. So as quickly as Rich struck out Dave Slavens, he walks Dave Mativier, and now Larry Smith will be the hitter. A good close-up look at Rich Caparelli, the outstanding pitcher for the LaGrange Cardinals. A runner at first base, that is the first base runner of the ball game, and the breaking ball is outside for a ball. 1 ball, 1 strike to Larry Smith. Jim Cowley, the pitcher, is on deck. We're in the bottom half of the second inning. The Cardinals 2 and Grand Rapids nothing. And here's the pitch. That one is in the dirt, and the ball gets away from the catcher. And on the next pitch, the ball gets away again. It was like deja vu. That was not an instant replay. So 2 wild pitches, getting away from normally a very solid catcher behind home plate, Paul Crump, but he let a couple of those get away. This one is a foul ball. And now the next pitch is taken low for ball 4, so Caparelli all of a sudden with the little control problems. First and second, check that first and third. And here's big Jim Cowley. Infield at double play depth, and the next pitch, a good fastball, clocked at about 83 miles an hour, and it's at the knees for a called strike. Swing and a ground ball. This could be 2. Second one. Back to first. A double play. And that'll retire the side. The Cardinals at the end of 2 still lead it by a deuce. Greg Lavelle will lead off the top half of the 3rd inning here from Hohokam Stadium in Mesa. 2-0. LaGrange Cardinals with the lead. Greg had a base hit. He scored a run back in the 2-run top of the 1st. 3rd inning of work for the pitcher, Jim Colley, and this ball is bounced foul. Excuse me. And here's a smash out into left field, and that is the 2nd straight hit for Greg in this ball game. So he is on with a leadoff single, and now Sam Sorcy. Sorcy had that tremendous shot to dead center field that hit high off the fence. And that went for an RBI triple and gave LaGrange the first run of the ball game. Top of the 3rd, Cards 2, Grand Rapids nothing. And a check of the runner at first base, and Greg is back in safe. The pitch. The runner goes. The throw to second base is not in time. So a stolen base for Greg, and now he is in scoring position, and the next pitch to Sam, and he swings through it for a strike. Swing and a miss. He went after a pitch that was out of the strike zone, and the throw to first will be in time. So that is the first strikeout recorded by Jim Colley. And now we go to the cleanup hitter in the LaGrange lineup, in Dean Cornacker. The pitch to him, and here's a fly ball hit out into deep right center field, and a nice running catch again by Steve Johnson. And here's Greg Lavelle moving on to 3rd. That is the 2nd outstanding catch that we have seen from him in this afternoon's affair. And the next batter is going to be Rich Graham. Rich Graham had a base hit his first time up. And a high pop-up that is on the infield. Shallow left field, now coming back onto the dirt, and that will be caught. And the side is retired, and at the end of 2.5, it's still 2-0. Carl Anderson, Ron Ensign. Steve Johnson will be the first 3 batters for the Grand Rapids team here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Caparelli with the pitch, and it's taken outside for a ball. Swing and a line shot out over the second baseman's head into the gap in right center field. Base hit. A good job out there in right field, cutting the ball off. So leadoff single here to start the third for Anderson, and now Ron Ensign. And he takes the first pitch low of ball. Another throw over to first, and the runner is back. Swing and a line shot to shortstop. Throw to first base, and another double play. Fine job at shortstop, Sam Sorcy. The second twin killer of the ball game, the second in 2 innings for the Grand Rapids team. And here's John Haney. Wasn't sure if John was a part of the starting lineup. He is the 10th hitter in the lineup for Grand Rapids. So 2 are out here in the inning, and that will retire the side. And we head to the 4th. The Cardinals 2, Grand Rapids nothing. Mike Sorcy will lead things off here to start the top of the 4th inning. Jeff Lowry from Hohokam Stadium in Mesa, Arizona. Well, the pitcher's best friend, the double play, has paid off 2 of the last 3 innings and has kept the Grand Rapids offense at bay. Sorcy, the batter. Outstanding line drive hitter, a career 300 hitter. He takes that pitch inside. He flied to right field his first time up. Here's the pitch. That's taken outside. Ready again with the next pitch, and a smash down the third baseline, base hit right under the glove of Dave Mativier. A ball that probably should have been knocked down, but that's going to be a base hit. We're going to get a pinch runner. It's going to be Juan Hernandez. And now Chuck will come to the plate. Chuck hit a deep fly to center field, only to be robbed by the Grand Rapids fleet-footed center fielder Steve Johnson on a nice running catch. Swing and a ground ball to shortstop. Bobbled there. Can he make the play? He does, and the out is made at second base. So a good job by the shortstop, Jim Haslett, just sticking with it. He was trying to turn that double play quicker than he could, and Source is going to be out. Here's a smash up the middle. That's going to find center field. A base hit for Juan Hernandez. So runners are at first and second now. The pinch runner, by the way, was Rich Graham. So Graham is at second. Actually, he was forced out. Chuck is at second base, and Juan Hernandez at first. And here's the always dangerous Chris Jackson at the plate. The pitch is swung on, and a high pop-up could stay in play for the catcher. He comes back to the screen and will not be able to make the catch. Nice try by Dave Slavens. A check of the runners are on first and second with 1 out. The pitch. Ground ball to third. Step on the bag. Throw across the diamond. In time, a double play. And that will do it for the Cards here in the 4th. A 5-3 double play to end the inning. And at the end of 3.5, the Cards 2, Grand Rapids nothing. First pitch is hit to the pitcher, an off-balance throw to first base. And did he pull the runner off, or the first baseman off the bag? He did indeed. That was a bang-bang play at first, but Johnson is on. He's got tremendous speed. And he's on with a leadoff infield hit. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Jim Haslett. Blown away, 2 balls, no strikes to Haslett. In there for a strike. Good pitch there by Rich. 3-1 to the second hitter in this Grand Rapid lineup. The next offering is swung on and grounded to shortstop. Second one, back to first. It won't be in time. It would have been very difficult to turn to with the speed of Haslett on the base paths, and now with 1 out here in the inning, a 6-4 fielder's choice sets up Mac McMahon, who flied to center field and takes the first pitch up, down in the dirt, ball 1. Pitch is swung on, ground ball second. This could be 2, and it is another double play. We head to the 5th inning from Dwight Patterson Stadium in Mesa. An outstanding job. Rich Caparelli, who can really thank his defense for doing a fine job. We talk about the double play as the pitcher's best friend. No question about it. A 6-4-3 twin killing. We head to the top of the 5th inning, and the Cardinals are in total command at 2-0. Behind the, well, let's see, behind the 2-hit pitching of this guy at the plate. Here's a wave and a miss. Ready with the next pitch. That one is outside for a ball. And again the pitch outside. Rich walked his first and only time up in this ball game. We're in the top of the 5th inning. The Cardinals scored twice in the top of the 1st inning and lead it 2-0. And here's a line drive out into the gap in left center field, base hit. A nice diving stop by Steve Johnson, but it goes to no avail. And Caparelli is in with a stand-up leadoff double here in the 5th inning. Next batter is Paul Crump. Squares around, and the first pitch, did he go? He did not, and it's ball 1. The next pitch, swing. The next pitch, swing and a ground ball to shortstop. This should hold the runner. The throw to first is in time. Fine play by Haslett. And Paul Crump is out number 1. Now Greg Lavelle, who has singled both times. He's stolen a base. He has scored a run in this ball game, batting for the 3rd time in the game. And he hits this one on the infield. Big hop, throw to first base, and another fine defensive play. 2 down. Getting the job done out at shortstop. Jim Haslett. 2 are out in the inning, and now Sam Source. Source, a solid batter at the plate. He tripled one off the center field wall. Like that, tripled off the center field wall. Runner at second base, 2 out. And a called strike, and Sam can't believe that one. Here's the next pitch in the dirt. And a swing and a pop-up. This is on the infield to the right side. The second baseman is there to make the catch. And we head to the bottom of the fifth. Still a 2-0 ball game from Mesa, Arizona. Back in a moment. Dave Slavens will lead things off, the outstanding Grand Rapids catcher. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning here. Swing and a ground ball to third. It's fielded there on a nice play by Chuck. He'll throw across the diamond in time for out number 1. Next batter is going to be Dave Mativier. Actually, that's Dean Cornacker with a fine play down that third base line. One of the finest and sure-handed third basemen in this league. Here's a one-hopper back over to Dean at third, and the throw across the diamond in time. Gets it over to Mike Sorcy at first base. So 2 are out here in the inning. And now Larry Smith, who walked his first and only time up. And he hits one to Dean. He's up. He throws to first, and we head to the 6th. Cards 2, Grand Rapids nothing. I had Chris Jackson down as a first baseman. I don't know if they've been alternating or not. But nonetheless, the Cards bat here in the top of the 6th inning. And the cleanup hitter, Dean Cornacker, will lead things off. He'll be followed by Rich Graham and Mike Sorcy. Been a well-pitched game on both ends. The only downfall for the Grand Rapids Ball Club is the fact that they were down 2-0 at the end of 1, but since then, Jim Colley has pitched outstanding baseball. And in the last 3 innings, there was a time, the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 4th inning, where Grand Rapids hit into a double play that ran them out of an inning before it ever got started. So they've had their chances to get on the scoreboard, but have not been able to push their way through for a run. And a lot of that was due in part because of the 3 double plays, and then Caparelli saving his arm in that 5th inning induced the 3, 4, and 5 hitters to hit easy ground balls to third base. And Rich really doesn't have to throw the overpowering stuff if he can get them out with the soft stuff. Here's the pitch, and it's ball 4. So the leadoff man is on. First time that Dean has been on in this ball game. One of the few teams is LaGrange Cardinals with their names on their back of the jerseys. Now Rich Graham. 1 for 2. And the first pitch to him is taken, ball 1. We mentioned that Rich Graham, one of the top run producers in this tournament. Here's a drive way back into deep right center field. That's going to go all the way up against the wall. And that's going to be at least a double for Graham. They're waving Dean home to the plate. The throw is not in time, and that's an RBI double for Rich Graham. Well, he really put a jolt into that one, sent it out into deep right center field. And now Mike Sorcy with an RBI opportunity. And he hits one. Hits it pretty hard out of the right center field. That ball will be caught by Johnson. Here's the catch, the tag, the throw comes to the cutoff man, and moving on to third is Rich Graham. So a good job by Mike, at least moving that runner over. There is one out here in the top of the 6th inning, and now Chuck Dowdett will be the hitter. He's flying to center field. He's hit into a 6-4 fielder's choice. The pitch to him, a breaking pitch that is down low. Check that, 2 balls, no strikes. So putting on the rally caps over on the third base dugout, the LaGrange Cardinals. That's in there for a called strike, 2-1. Chuck, an integral part of this team. He's solid both in the field and at the plate. He'd love nothing more than to get an RBI here. The pitch is over, a called strike, 2-2. And extend the LaGrange Cardinal lead to 4-0. Top of the 6th inning, a run in, a runner at third with 1 out. The 2-strike pitch, and it's shot foul down the right side. And now ball gets away. Here comes the throw to the plate, and it's going to be dropped by the pitcher covering the plate. It'll not be in time. And Rich Graham scores, and it's a 2-run 6 for the Cardinals, and it's 4-0. Well, the congratulatory high fives, and rightly so, as Rich Graham is a big star of this inning with that RBI double to right center field and good hustle on the bases. That's ball 4 to Chuck. He heads down to first base. And now Juan Hernandez, and it's 1-1 on the Cardinals second baseman. Chris Jackson waiting in the wings on deck. Here's the pitch. Swing and a pop-up. It's going to drift back and out of play. Ground ball shortstop. He bobbles it once, flips to second for 1, back to first, and it's not in time. Fielder's choice, 6-4. There's a look at Juan Hernandez, who came into that at bat 2 for 2 with a stolen base. And now the always dangerous Chris Jackson, but he waves at a pitch he was trying to pull. He was completely fooled on that one. It's 0-1 on the manager of the LaGrange Cardinals. The check of the runner, the pitch, and the runner is going. And Hernandez has his second stolen base of the ball game. He's at second base, 2 out on Chris Jackson, and the 1-1 pitch is a wave and a miss. 1-2 on Chris. And I would imagine Jim Colley is going to stick with that off-speed pitch. He's fooled him on 2 occasions. Let's see what he offers him on 1 and 2. Here it is. Another breaking ball, and he grounds it to shortstop. And the throw to first is in time, but not before the Cardinals score 2 times. And at the end of 5.5, LaGrange 4, Grand Rapids nothing. Jim Colley will lead off the whole half of the 6th inning. You're watching Arizona's leader in amateur sports coverage. This is APN Sports. Here's a ball hit to left field past the diving third baseman Dean Cornicker, and that's a leadoff single for Jim Colley. Only the third base hit of the ball game against Rich Caparelli, who has struck out 3 hitters here. This ball hit out in front of the plate, and the sacrifice works as Anderson moves Jim Colley up to second base. 1 out, 1 on, Ron Ensign, and he hits 1 to third. And that play is made by Dean Cornicker, 2 down in the inning, and in doing so, holding Jim Colley at second base. And now John Haney will be the hitter who struck out his last time up. That was back in the 3rd inning. We're in the bottom of the 6th inning. The Cardinals lead it 4-0. And the pitch is grounded foul off the left side. The next pitch. And that swing and a miss, and down he goes. No runs, 1 left, and at the end of 6, 4-0. Let's pause station identification on the APN Baseball Network. You're watching APN Sports, Arizona's leader in amateur sports coverage. We head now to the 7th inning here from Hohokam Stadium, the spring training home of Sammy Sosa, the 1998 most valuable player, 66 home runs, and what a season he had this year. This is Rich Caparelli, who has done an outstanding job on the mound. He's 1 for 1 with a walk and a double at the plate. And that pitch is in there for a called strike. Well, Jim Cowley, I thought, pitched a solid ball game. 6 solid innings, gave up 4 runs. He is out of the ball game now and gives way to a new pitcher who has just hit Rich Caparelli. So Rich is on at first base, leadoff runner, and now Paul Crump, who is 0 for 3, he's due. And this pitch gets away from the catcher, and going down to second is Rich Caparelli. So once again, the Cardinals with somebody in scoring position. That's been an ongoing occurrence in this contest so far. Crump now with an RBI opportunity. And here's the pitch, and the breaking pitch away, 2-0 to the leadoff hitter for the Cardinals. He's the catalyst on this team. One of the top base stealers on the club. He's not only among the team leaders in on-base percentage and batting average, but also in runs scored. Just the ideal prototypical leadoff hitter. And behind home plate, he's done a solid job. A right-handed hitter, and it's his job to at least get that runner over to third. He will take this one for a called strike, and he can't believe the call. 2-1 on the Cardinal leadoff batter. Greg Lavelle is on deck. We're in the top of the 7th inning. And here's the pitch. And a ground ball to the shortstop. He'll play it on the convenient hop. He'll throw low, but it'll be scooped out nicely by McMahon. And that's out number 1 here in the top of the 7th inning. Greg Lavelle is 2 for 3. He scored a run back in the first inning. He has a stolen base to his credit. That pitch is outside ball 1. Ready with the next pitch. 2 balls, no strikes. A 3-0 pitch right down Main Street for a strike. Here's the next pitch, and it's high ball 4, so runners are at first and second, and a lack of control here in the top of the 7th inning sets up a first and second with 1 out situation for Sam Sorsey, who tripled to straightaway center field his first time up. That drove in a run, would later score on the sacrifice fly by Dean Cornicker. Now they look the runner back to second. He's going to be in. The Cardinals scoring twice in the first, twice in the top of the 6th inning, and lead it 4-0 here. And 3 hits, shutout pitching by Rich Caparelli. Here's the pitch, and a long fly ball hit well and deep down the left field line, and it is gone, but foul. Boy, he has probably one of the top 5 home run hitters we've seen already in this league. He hits this one a ton, but it's going to be caught out in the deep center field. And that's going to be out number 2, but not before the lead runner, Rich Caparelli, moves to third base. So 2 are out, and now Dean Cornicker, and he hits 1 to third. First pitch hitting, and that retires the side. 7th inning stretch time from Mesa. Harry Carey will be with you to sing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" in just a moment. Jeff Lowry back at Ho-Ho Camp Stadium in Mesa, Arizona. We head now to the bottom half of the 7th inning. And the top of the lineup for Grand Rapids, Steve Johnson, Jim Haslett, and Matt McMahon. And the next pitch to him is a called strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to the leadoff batter, who is 1 out of 2 in this evening's affair. Caparelli in his 3rd inning of work, and that ball apparently hit the foot of Steve Johnson, so he is going to be on at first base. That'll bring up the second hitter, and Jim Haslett, who is 0 for 2 this evening. And he hits a smash to shortstop. It's knocked down. Does he have time? No. Could not make the play. And we'll see what they end up ruling that one. First and second, and here's Matt McMahon. And the first threat by Grand Rapids in quite some time, and here's a smash off the second base bag. Throw back to second's not going to be in time. The run will score. The shutout is gone. That'll be an RBI single for Matt McMahon. And Grand Rapids is on the board. It's now 4-1. Still nobody out, and Slavens now represents the tying run, and he pops this one up foul territory, right side, out of play. Ready with the next pitch. And a swing and a foul. Swing and a miss, and down he goes. 5th strikeout of the ball game for Caparelli. 1 out, still runners at first and third, and the batter first and second is Dave Mativier. And he swings and grounds 1 foul. Well, every time the Cardinals have given up a couple of base runners in an inning, they have been able to come up with a double play to get themselves out of the hot water. You got runners at first and second with 1 out here. A double play ball would be grand. Here's a throw down to third on a double steal, and all hands are safe. And here's the next pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. All of a sudden, a disastrous inning here. Here's Larry Smith. He swings and misses, and Caparelli put a little extra on that last pitch. He swings and hits a drive out into right field. That's going to loop in for a base hit. And the throw to second base, and it's not going to be in time. And now it is a new ball game at 4-2. Caparelli, 87 miles an hour on that last pitch. Just bearing down. The 0-1. Grounded up the middle. Fielded at second. Second 1. Back to first. They will actually, it looked like there may have been interference by the runner in the attempt of the shortstop to throw the ball. And I believe they're going to rule that a double play, and I think that's the right call. But not before 2 score, and we go to the 8th inning. The Cardinals 4, Grand Rapids 2. Rich Graham had an RBI double his last time up. He's had a fine ball game this evening at Ho-Ho Camp Stadium. As we go to the top of the 8th inning, Graham 2 for 3. He had a base hit back in the first inning. Hopped up to third, and as I mentioned, doubled to the gap in right center field. That drove in a run and would later score from third base. So it's 4-2, and Grand Rapids not going anywhere. Still 2 at-bats to go in this one. Rich Graham, Mike Searcy, and Chuck Dowling. In there for a called strike. Good pitch on the outside corner. The windup and the pitch, and a grounder up the middle, and in the center field, a base hit. And a look at a full moon rising over Hohokam Stadium in Mesa, Arizona. Beautiful, beautiful evening. Getting a little cool now. Temperatures in the high 60s. So Rich Graham is now 3 for 4 in the ball game. And the next pitch is grounded to shortstop. This should be 2, and it is. Double play. 6-4-3. That'll bring up Chuck, who is 0 for 2 with a walk. He's been on base 2 times. He reached on a fielder's choice back in the 4th. And the pitch is taken for a ball. 2-0 on Doubt. And it's low for a ball. Here's the pitch in there for a strike. I'll tell you, of all the spring training sites out here, and Scottsdale's always been my favorite. It's real pretty in that little area that's nestled in, and I like the way the stadium's been built. But this Patterson Field, and I like the new Maryvale as Chuck draws his second walk of the ball game, and now Juan Hernandez. I like Maryvale because it's different from all the rest. Tempe Diablo's got nice views outside the stadium. But I'd have to say this one here is my favorite. This one and Scottsdale are my 2 favorite. And Papago Park, where the championship games will be held, and a good chance that this LaGrange team's going to be there too. And that is a beautiful place to play because of the Papago Buttes that sit just to the west of that complex, and that's the spring training home of the Oakland A's. Of course, they play their spring games over at Phoenix Muni. That's a strike to Hernandez, who is 2 for 3 in tonight's ball game. He has a stolen base. He's done the job here tonight. Turned a couple of double plays at second base. He will take a strike. He did not like the call, but here's the pitch, and a ground ball to the right side, and a nice defensive play by Larry Smith, and he throws him out. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The Cardinals lead by 2. Carl Anderson, 1 for 1 with a sacrifice, will lead things off. We are in the bottom half of the 8th inning. The Cardinals with a 4-2 lead. Caparelli in his 8th inning of work, and he takes a little bit off that pitch, and Anderson way out in front of it. Swing and a ground ball to the shortstop. Sorcy comes in strong and makes the play off balance throw to first. And there's quickly 2 down in the inning. That one going 5-3. John Haney is the batter, who has struck out in both plate appearances here tonight. Chris Jackson will lead off the top of the 9th inning for the LaGrange Cardinals. 4-2 in favor of the Cards. We mentioned they scored twice in the first, got out to the 2-0 lead, extended that lead with 2 in the top of the 6th to a 4-0 count. And just as Caparelli was cruising, he gave up 3 hits in that bottom of the 7th inning and 2 runs, and that has allowed Grand Rapids to get right back into it. But they still trail by 2. And here's the pitch, and that is lifted foul and out of play. And ball 4. Well, control has been a problem for Caparelli. He has hit 1, and he has walked 4 while striking out 6. The pitch, and that ball is ripped to third, and it's going to be caught and that'll retire the side. We head to the ninth. Cardinals by 2. Well, you're watching Arizona Play-by-Play Baseball Network's coverage of the 1998 Men's Senior Baseball League's World Series from Hohokam Stadium in Mesa, Arizona. The LaGrange Cardinals with a 4-2 lead. We go to the top of the ninth inning. Chris Jackson is the hitter. Top of the ninth inning. Cards, Grand Rapids, 4-2, LaGrange. I'll tell you, just by watching this game here and seeing the solid defense, and you got a pitcher like Rich Caparelli who, in terms of what he offers in terms of pitches and stuff out there on the mound, as Jackson hits this one, a slow roller up the third base line, and you can forget about it. That's going to be an infield hit for Chris, and Rich will bat. He's been perfect at the plate, but what he brings to the pitcher's mound, I would have to say he is one of the top 3 pitchers that I've seen so far in the tournament, and that's counting the NABA, which we were covering before the Men's World Series. This is a stolen base, and that one is recorded by the pinch runner Charlie King. Swing and a miss by Rich. So you couple the fine pitching, you got a good number 1 starter, you've got solid defense. They haven't scored a whole lot of runs. We haven't seen what kind of offensive output they can or are capable of producing, but just from what I've seen here, I think this is a team that can go to the championship game this weekend. That's the second time Rich has been hit by a delivery by a Grand Rapid pitcher, and now runners at first and second, and Paul Crump will be the hitter. And Paul is definitely due. He's 0 for 4. He's got an outstanding ball game here tonight. Trying to add a couple of insurance runs. You got activity down in the bullpen for LaGrange. The pitch, and it's a bunt, third base side, and will they have time to get the out at first? They do. So a great job by Paul Crump. He gets the sacrifice. It'll go 1-4. Runners now at second and third, and Greg Lavelle, who is 2 for 3 with a walk. He has scored a run, and he will be coming up to the plate. The long look in by the pitcher, and the first delivery is ball 1. 1 out, 2 on, top of the ninth. A team that can go to the championship game this weekend. That's the second time Rich has been hit by a delivery by a Grand Rapid pitcher, and now runners at first and second, and Paul Crump will be the hitter. And Paul is definitely due. He's 0 for 4. He's got an outstanding ball game here tonight. Trying to add a couple of insurance runs. You got activity down in the bullpen for LaGrange. The pitch, and it's a bunt, third base side, and will they have time to get the out at first? They do. So a great job by Paul Crump. He gets the sacrifice. It'll go 1-4. Runners now at second and third, and Greg Lavelle, who is 2 for 3 with a walk. He has scored a run, and he will be coming up to the plate. The long look in by the pitcher, and the first delivery is ball 1. 1 out, 2 on, top of the ninth inning. The Cardinals 4, Grand Rapids 2. Swing and a ground ball, and a fair ball down the left field line, base hit. 1 run will score. They'll hold the second run up. That's an RBI single for Greg, and it's 5-2 in favor of the Cardinals. Now Sam Sorsey, who tripled to center field to drive in the game's first run. He would later score. He hit one a ton to deep left field, but it hooked foul by 20 feet. Otherwise, he would have had a home run to his triple. He is 1 for 4 altogether. And this pitch down in the dirt, and a nice scoop by the catcher, Dave Slavens. And again, the ball gets away from the catcher. The pitch is taken low for a ball. On the pitch, Greg takes second base, so credit him with a stolen base. And now they've called a balk on the pitcher, and that's going to allow another run to score, another 2-run inning for the Cardinals. And they now lead it by a score of 6-2. Here's the pitch. Upstairs, ball 4. Put him on the corners for Dean Cornacker. Some beautiful skies hovering atop Hohokam Stadium just to the right of us. And some beautiful views, a nice little community outside here, and we got a new pitcher for Grand Rapids. And here's Dean Cornacker, and he sends one to deep center field. I mean, he hit that one a ton. That was over 400 feet to straightaway central. That is going to be a very long RBI double. Only 1 run scores on it. And now Rich Graham, and they'll just put him on intentionally. Graham 3 for 4. An RBI, a run scored to his credit. And now he will have been on base 4 of the 5 times that he came up to the plate in tonight's contest. Here's Mike Sorsey. And Sorsey swings and he misses. A 3-run top of the 9th inning has sealed this one for the Cardinals, and they lead it 7-2. Still only 1 out. They're not done yet. Swing and a miss. And down he goes. 2 down in the inning. That'll bring Chuck up to the plate. Chuck has walked twice. He's hit into a fielder's choice. The bases are loaded with 2 out in a 3-run 9th inning, and the next pitch is over a called strike. Chuck Dalvin. Alford also hit a deep fly ball to center field. That was in the first inning. That's a strike. And Chuck wasn't too happy with the call there. Now that one looked like it was pretty good. But there's no question about it. This home plate umpire has been giving a good 8-10 inches off the outside corner of the plate. Here's the pitch. Swing and a ground ball to third. And the throw across the diamond, scooped out nicely by the first baseman McMahon, but not before 3 come across. And we go to the bottom of the 9th inning as the moon looks over Hohokam Stadium. A beautiful evening here for baseball. The Cardinals 7, Grand Rapids 2. Swing and a very high pop-up on the first delivery of the inning, and that's going to be out number 1. Steve Johnson lifted for a pinch hitter. 1 down here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and now another pinch hitter will step up to the plate. We do not have the reserve players for this Grand Rapids team. Actually, this is Mike McMahon, excuse me. This is Mike McMahon, so not a pinch hitter. And McMahon takes outside for a ball. Bottom of the 9th inning, the Cardinals with 2 in the first, 2 in the 6th, 3 in the 9th. Total command behind the pitching of Rich Caparelli, and a swing and a miss. 2 down for Dave Slavens. Well, this has been a presentation of APN Sports. We are Arizona's leader in amateur sports coverage. In the next year, we will have completed 500 sports videos in the last 3 years. Something that we're really proud of, and certainly proud of being out here. We'd like to thank Clyde Miller and all the people at the Men's Baseball League for allowing us to come out here and provide a videotape copy of the action. And I'm sure this is going to be a videotape that you will treasure for decades or many years to come. I really believe that. I only wish that I was out there playing alongside some of these players. We met a lot of great people. We'd like to thank Chris Jackson for setting this up. Here's Slavens and a fly ball out in the shallow center field. The ball game is over. And our final score, 7-2. This is Jeff Lowry from Ho-Ho-Camp Stadium in Mesa, Arizona, congratulating the Cardinals on a big victory. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. And until next time, this is Jeff Lowry saying so long, everybody.
Runs on 12 hits with 10 men left on base. Grand Rapids had 2 runs on 6 hits, and they left 2 men on base. Stay tuned, we got another game coming up for you shortly.
First game here in Phoenix, we won 7-2. Rich Caparelli pitched a 9-inning complete game, allowing 0 earned runs. Sam played a great defense at short, along with Dean at third. We had some clutch hitting today, and we're on our way, baby. Here we go. So we're 1-0, and the ring is smelling good. We're coming.
All right.
When do you pay it?
Right now.
Right now.